Hello, Periscopers. Hi, guys. How are you? Hello to my replay viewers. Thank you for watching the replay. Hello, Zakia. How are you? Remember, you can still tap the screen to give hearts on the replay, especially those bat hearts. I appreciate it. Hello, Carmen. Thanks for joining. And let me say hello to my live viewers. Hello, live viewers. Hey, Zakia. How are you? Nice to see you. Hi. I haven't seen you on... Actually, I saw you on Scope a few days ago. And I know you've been doing a lot of stuff with your kids, pumpkin patch and all that good stuff. Hello, Mom Bolada. How are you? Thanks for joining. Hello, Nimi. How are you? Nice to see you here. Oh, I love those bat hearts. They're awesome. So, guys, for those of you who don't know me, my name is Nabi Subi. I'm an attorney and entrepreneur. I live and work in New York. Hello, G. Kurtzel. Thanks for joining. Oh, you had a good time, I'm sure. It looked like you had a fun weekend, I have to say. That's awesome. So I live and work in New York. I'm an entrepreneur, and I do something every morning, Monday through Friday, called Express Motivation on Periscope. I also show you around New York where I live, and I scope about all things Periscope. I have a website called periscopelifestyle.com where you can go and get information about everything Periscope. Hello there, Nimi. Nice to see you. Hi, Jason from the Scented Bean. How are you? Oh, absolutely, Zakia. We have to connect when you come to New York. I hope it's soon. That would be awesome. Hey Jason, nice to see you. I saw your scope earlier. I'm going to catch the replay for your 9 o'clock scope. I missed that one. Hello Zillis Leadership, thank you for joining. How are you? Hello Somali, thank you for joining. So guys, for those of you who are just joining, my name is Nabi Subi. I'm an attorney. Oh, I love those bad hearts. They're awesome. I live and work in New York, and I do all kinds of stuff about Periscope. I have a website called periscopelifestyle.com, and I do express motivation. Hello Jean Christ, thanks for joining. So today I want to talk about Periscope do's and don'ts. Hello, sounds of Mani. Hope that's right. I'm sorry if it's wrong. So I want to talk about some Periscope do's and don'ts. I'm sure you guys have been on Scope for a while. Periscope's been out for several months now. Hey there. And I'm sure you've seen all kinds of crazy things on Scope. Some people doing inappropriate things, saying inappropriate things. And I figure it's time to talk about some do's and don'ts with Periscope. So, guys, let me just bring my computer closer because I have all this on my computer. So, first off, one of the do's I would say is do show your appreciation for the broadcast if you like what you're seeing or hearing by sending hearts, like you guys are doing. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate it. That way you let the broadcaster know that you like what you're seeing or hearing and you appreciate their content. So that's something nice to do. Like those emoticons, Zakia, that's cool. And that's an easy one. Now, the other one I would say to you is do make comments that move the conversation forward. If you're on a scope and let's say the broadcaster is answering questions and they miss something, if you know the answer, you want to just give a comment. If you comment to that person, that's great. You're helping the broadcaster, you're being positive in the community, and you're moving the conversation forward. And if you do that enough, the broadcaster will actually probably thank you for it, read your profile, maybe even follow you, and invite other people to follow you. So that's something good to do. So that's a positive, and that's a do. The next one is don't go on somebody else's scope and start promoting yourself. Don't go there and start putting in the chat your website, your product, your service. Hello, Ken. How are you? Nice to see you. Hello, Kadir Perliti. Nice to see you. Don't go on there and start promoting yourself, your scope, your product, whatever it is that you have, because that's called spamming, and it's not cool to do. You shouldn't do that on somebody else's scope. Save that for your own scope if you want to. Hello there, if you want to promote yourself. The only time that it's okay to do, hello Stephanie, how are you? The only time that it's okay to do that if you're on what's called a promote your scope, where that's the purpose and the topic for you to say who you are and what you do. Exactly, Zakia. See, that she's doing number one. Zakia is always a do, by the way. Hello, Horton. How are you? Thanks for joining. Horton who? That's cool. So save all that stuff for your own scope. It's perfectly okay to do on a promote your scope, but if it's not one of those scopes, don't do it on somebody else. Love the title. Thank you. So my next one is an easy one, and it's don't be a troll. Over the top, great. Thanks to your broadcast. Oh, thank you for joining, Ken. I appreciate you checking me out. So the next one is don't be a troll, and that's an easy one. We all have seen trolls come on other people's broadcasts. They have nothing great to add. They're negative. They are just there to cause trouble and make the broadcaster's life difficult. Nobody likes a troll. We don't want that. Now, it's really easy to solve that problem. The broadcast will normally block that person, but sometimes they miss the trolls. It's easy to do. But if you see a troll, you should block them. People think, well, it's not my scope. It's not a big deal. They're not on my scope. I don't care. But the reality is, if you don't block them on somebody else's scope, they're going to find their way to your scope. And why would you want that to happen? So if you see somebody on a scope and they're a troll, block. What is your view on the horrible sexist misogyny against women on Periscope? I think it's horrible. And actually, I was at Periscope Summit NYC in September, and they had a whole panel on that. And Brie Olson was on the panel, and she has to spend the first 10 minutes of her scope blocking all of the trolls that come on and make sexist, offensive comments. And it shouldn't be that way. If you're a woman, you should be able to be on Periscope with no issues. And women get it worse than men in terms of trolls. Men get trolls too, but women, it's so much worse. So if you see somebody being a troll on a scope, block that person. Even if the broadcaster missed it, block it. Because if enough people block the same people over and over again, Periscope will probably do something to their account, maybe suspend it. Thank you, Zakia, for putting that in there. And if that happens, you know what, they can come back on another account, but you know what, make it hard for them. Don't make it easy for them to be a troll. Just block them. Hello, CLV 2015. Thank you for joining. We're talking about the do's and don'ts of Periscope. What is your field as an attorney? I do defense litigation for a law firm here in New York. So that's a don't, and that's an easy one because nobody wants to be a troll. My next one is, do share scope with your followers if you think it'll provide them with value. So if you see something great or great news broadcaster and you want to share it because you appreciate their content, hello there, then share it with your followers. They'll appreciate you sharing valuable content. My next one in that same vein is a don't. Don't overshare on Periscope. If you are constantly sharing things 10, 15 times a day and it's not valuable to your followers or it's not in line with what you scope about, you're going to alienate people, and you might even lose some followers because they're going to look at you as somebody who's just sharing random things constantly. And one of two things will happen. They'll either mute you, they'll go under their settings, click on the little bell that's by your name and click it off, and that's going to mute you, so they won't get your notifications. And that's bad because if you're muted, they're not going to know when you're live. They'll still appear in your feed, but they're not going to hear the little bell that says you're live. So that's going to really reduce the number of people that watch you. So if you're oversharing, that's a bad thing that happens. Now, the other thing that can happen is they might just perceive you as not being really helpful or valuable, and they might just unfollow you. So be careful about what you share. Also work with public defender office and juvenile. Oh, that's awesome. I thought about doing that kind of work when I first started, but being a public defender is a hard job. You guys take on all kinds of cases that are not easy to deal with, and I have the utmost respect for that. I actually did a little rotation in the Philadelphia DA's office, and I saw all that stuff, and it's amazing that you're doing that work. That's awesome. So, yeah, okay, so that's my other, you're welcome. That's my other don't overshare. Do share the love. Thank you, Zakia, that's absolutely right. Okay, and my next one is, do follow someone because you are in line with what they're talking about or you like what they scope about. Periscope is not follow for follow like some other platforms. You shouldn't follow somebody just because they followed you. And in the same vein, don't do follow for follow because it doesn't work. If you scope about totally different things, have different values, different interests, you're not going to bring value to each other if you're following somebody just because they followed you. So be selective in who you follow and make sure you're following for the right reasons. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate it, guys. Hello, G. Carvalho. Thank you for joining. And my next one is, don't ask inappropriate questions on scope. I see this all the time. I think it's crazy. For instance, if you went to a networking event or a party, would you ask in the first 5 minutes someone, what's your age? How much money do you make? How much money do you have in the bank? Where do you live? Take off your top. You wouldn't do it. So for some reason, if you're behind a computer screen or on your cell phone, people get very bold and ask these crazy questions. But think about it. If you wouldn't do it in real life in front of that person after 5 minutes of meeting them, don't do it on Periscope. So that's another don't. I'm sure most of you on here would never do that. It's complete ignorance, but I'm sure you've seen it all the time. They do it regardless. They think it's okay because they're behind a screen that they can ask you these crazy questions. And if you wouldn't do it in real life at a cocktail party or a networking event after meeting somebody for 5 minutes, don't do it on Periscope. So that's another don't. Okay, my next one is, do help the broadcaster if harsh reality of people, yeah, that's so true. Do help the broadcaster if they're missing questions. If you do that, people are going to actually start noticing you in the chat. They're going to see that you're helpful and you're knowledgeable. And you probably will find if you do that, you get, hello, is that Yusuf who joined? If that is, hi, Yusuf. If you do that, people are going to look at you as somebody who's helpful, providing value, and you might even get a few followers from that being helpful. So, hi, nice to see you, Yusuf. How are you? So Yusuf is somebody who's great with Periscope. He knows all this SEO stuff. It's crazy. I'm blogging about you after this one. Great tip. Oh, thank you, Zakia. That's awesome. I know you're putting together a website. I can't wait to see it. So let me know when that launches, okay? Hello, Woo1357. Thanks for joining. Okay, my next one is don't take the broadcaster off topic. It's easy to go on a scope and they're talking about a certain topic, and then you want to go off on this tangent. Unless it's a Q&A, just be respectful of their time and what they're talking about and other people on the scope, and don't go off on this weird direction. Save that for Q&A when they're finished with their content. Okay? And my next one is, actually my last one. Don't make a shameless demand for hearts or threaten to withhold your content until you get a certain amount of hearts or a certain amount of people in the room. I see that a lot on scopes. People are like, yeah, I'm going to, you know, who's on here now? Okay, I'm going to wait a few more minutes until more people come in the room. Well, the reality is the people that are in the room right now they're there to watch you. They're the important ones that are here. Whoever comes on a little bit later, they can catch the replay or they can just catch you mid-scope. But it's kind of disrespectful to your audience to just say, hey, I need a few more hearts. Heart it up. If they want to heart it up, they'll do it. Don't beg for hearts, and don't make the people who are on there feel less important because there are not enough people or the right people are not in the room. So guys, those are my little Periscope do's and don'ts. Hopefully you guys are more do's than don'ts. I'm sure you are, because you're on my scopes. I know you're do's. Rude, and don't forget about replay viewers. Yes, that's absolutely true. Don't forget about your replay viewers. I always start my scopes with saying hello to my replay viewers because they're the ones that go on and watch the replay, and it's I think on Periscope a lot of people are going on replays because they can't watch live. So yeah, look at the bats, they're cool. So I think it's important to acknowledge replay viewers and thank them for watching the replay. So I always forget replay viewers. Yusuf, I'm surprised. You are so on point with everything that you do. I don't believe you forget them. But you're so great with your content, they come and watch anyway, so it's okay. But yes, try and remember to acknowledge the replay viewers because they are on there and they do provide you with value, hearts, and viewership. But Yusuf does not hold back with the goods. He gives the content right away, and it's awesome. So guys, again, those are my do's and don'ts. You can actually read this article on my website, Periscope Lifestyle. Thank you so much for this professional advice in spite of the monsoon outside. Oh, you're in New York too. That's so funny. It is pouring in New York. It's cold, it's rainy, it's horrible. But thank you for that. I usually don't ask for hearts. I just thank them for. I totally agree with you, Ken. I do the same thing. I say thank you for the hearts. If people are new and they don't know how to do it, I tell them they can tap the screen. Thanks for sharing the tips. Oh, you're welcome, Jason. And guys, Jason makes the most amazing candles at the Scented Bean, and he gives you behind the scenes of his candle making. He's so kind. He sent me a candle. It's a coffee candle. It smells amazing. You guys should check him out if you get a chance and order his candles. They're delicious. I want to eat them, but they're wax. So guys, you can check out those tips, and that's from an article that's on my website called periscopelifestyle.com. I have a ton of articles about that. You're welcome, Jason. Jason, can you put up some icons? Yes, put up some emoticons. There he is, the Scented Bean. Super nice guy. We've become friends on Periscope. I always try and catch his scopes. And if you get a chance, guys, check them out. So, guys, you can catch all those tips and articles on periscopelifestyle.com. If you get a chance, feel free to check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Periscope Lifestyle. And let me know what you think. So, guys, that was it for my Periscope do's and don'ts. I'll be back tomorrow morning with my Express Motivation, where I give you a quote to get your day off to a great start. Oh, thank you, Zakir. You're quite welcome. So, guys, have a great night. Look, Ken, LOL, great quality tips tonight. Nice to become. Oh, you too, Ken, and a fellow New Yorker. Nice to meet you on Periscope. So, guys, have a great night, and I'll be back tomorrow. Take care. Bye.